Hello students, welcome back once again. Today we are going to discuss about ionic bond and bond parameters. First of all, let us discuss about ionic bond. So as you studied in your smaller classes, ionic bond means it is formed by the transfer of electrons from one atom or one species to the another species. Okay, that is when a metal, that is metal in the isolated gaseous state. Isolated gaseous state means the atom is completely free from any other attractive forces or interactions. Okay, that isolated gaseous metal atom is converting it into M positive by release of one electron. This is actually what happens in the first. Okay, that is a metal atom loses the electron, and at the same time an element X, let us take this isolated gaseous element, accepts that electron and forms X minus formation takes place. Let me give some examples like sodium atom suppose loses an electron and formation of Na positive and one electron is released, and suppose Cl atom accepts that electron and formation of Cl negative. So this we can take it as the examples. In this first step, we have to consider the ionization energy, the energy required to release the loosely bound electron. Suppose in case of sodium anode, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, then we have 3s1. This 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6 is 10 plus 1 is 11. When you consider this sodium atom, this 3s1 has one electron. That one electron will be tend to give away by sodium atom in order to get the noble gas configuration. Right now, the ionization energy, if it is ionization energy or ionization enthalpy, you can say ionization enthalpy means the energy required to remove that loosely bound electron from that particular metal atom. Okay, so in case of metals, ionization energy is less. If less the ionization energy, then easier for a atom to lose the electron. And electron gain enthalpy, here you have to consider electron gain enthalpy. In case of non-metals, electron gain enthalpy is the ease in which non-metal gains the electron. So children, during the formation of an ionic bond, this M positive gaseous M positive combines with this plus X negative forms MX species. Here we can write it as Na positive plus Cl negative. This I am taking as an example only. Forms NaCl. Suppose sodium chloride formation takes place. Okay, so this is how an ionic compound is produced. This, during ionic compound formation, the ease in which ease means how easily a metal atom can lose the electron, and a non-metal how easily it can accept, how fast electron can be accepted by the non-metal. That depends on the formation of ionic bond. This is also actually explained with respect to Cauchy-Lewis theories. Next we shall discuss about lattice enthalpy. In case of lattice enthalpy, now after formation of this MX molecule, MX solid is formed, that is our solid ionic compound is formed. Okay, solid ionic compound consists of a cation and an anion, forms a geometrical figure in which they are interlinked to each other, where you see anion will be always much bigger as compared to cation. Okay, one anion, then one cation, then one cation, then one anion. Okay, alternate positions you will be able to find cation as well as an anion. Okay, you can make out lattice structure. Lattice structure means how the ionic compounds are arranged in a structural framework, that is called lattice structure, where we talk about lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy means the energy required to break down this ionic compound into constituent ions. Okay, so how they can separate the amount of energy required to break an ionic bond, that is what we call it as lattice enthalpy. Okay, I hope this is understood to you. Lattice enthalpy means the energy required to break an ionic bond. So next we shall discuss about bond parameters. Children, in bond parameters, first of all we shall discuss about bond length. As the name suggests, bond length means if you consider a covalent bond formed between A and B, two atoms A and B combines to form AB. In the formation of a bond between A and B, suppose this is the nucleus and this is the nucleus of another atom. Now the distance, that is the internuclear distance, we can say. This distance between suppose if you take these two as this is A and B, and from here to here is RA and this is our RB, means distance from nucleus to the outermost shell, that is our RA, and B atom from nucleus to the outermost shell. Okay, so this RA and RB, then we can say R is equal to RA plus RB, that is here R is called our bond length. Okay, where R means the total distance, that is RA plus RB. Here RA and RB we can say it as a covalent radii. So what this small distance between them is actually the covalent radii. Okay, covalent radius, or in both the cases we can say covalent radii. Plural of radius is radii. Okay, next bond parameter we have is bond angle. So can you tell me what will be bond angle means? Bond angle means the angle which created, suppose in case of an water molecule we have two lone pairs on oxygen atom also. So here there is an angle created between bonded atoms. That angle, this angle created between the bonds is called bond angle. In case of water molecule it is 104.5 degrees. This is the bond angle of water molecule. Now if you consider in case of CH4 molecule, maximum distances when the hydrogen atoms are placed, you will get a bond angle of 109.5. That is actually the tetrahedral angle we call. Okay, that angle we call it as a bond angle. The bond angle means the angle formed, the angle created by the shared pair of electrons. That orbital angle created is called bond angle. Next, let us discuss about bond enthalpy. Children, this term enthalpy we will be learning in thermodynamics separately, but for the timing we will learn enthalpy here as the amount of energy required to break these atoms of hydrogen into HH atoms. Suppose if it is a hydrogen molecule, the amount of energy required to break this hydrogen molecule into constituent hydrogen atom. Here it is represented as or measured as delta H only. Delta H is enthalpy. Okay, enthalpy change is called delta H. That enthalpy changes how it forms, and we will learn in the thermodynamics chapter. Now for the timing I am writing it is delta H is equal to the kilojoule per mole is the unit of delta H. Here it comes to 435.8 kilojoule per mole. That much energy is required to, that's a small energy only, that energy required for a hydrogen molecule to split into gaseous hydrogen atoms. Okay, isolated gaseous atoms, when you want to convert them into, then we need this much amount of energy, that energy required to break that bond, that we call it as bond enthalpy. Like we have seen lattice enthalpy in case of ionic bonds. Okay, this is in case of covalent bonds. Okay, suppose if there are more atoms present, that is in a case of H2O and H2O, we have oxygen attached to two hydrogen atoms. So now the bond energy required to break a oxygen hydrogen bond will be different, and then OH bond breakage, how much energy required, that is also different. So the average of these two energies, like we have got here, those average when we take, that is called average bond enthalpy. Means the amount of energy, average how to calculate, that is actually adding the different enthalpies divided by 2. Okay, you will get average bond enthalpy. Okay, next we shall discuss about bond order. Bond order means how many number of bonds are present in between the atoms. Like in case of hydrogen, we have only one bond is there between hydrogen to hydrogen, but in case of oxygen atom there are two bonds are present. So the bond order we can write it as 2, and in case of nitrogen atom there are 3 bonds present in between. It means 3 electrons are shared in between nitrogen atoms. So we can say this is the bond order of for N2 molecule. This is hydrogen H2 molecule, this is O2 molecule, and this is our N2 molecule. In case of N2 molecule, bond order is 3. Okay, so the total number of bonds present between the atoms, we call it as bond order. Next we shall move into the final topic, that is resonance. Resonance means it is actually the representation of molecules in different forms. That is, suppose in case of ozone, we have seen that ozone double bond or single bond O is there, in which oxygen atom, here two lone pairs are there, here 4 lone pairs are there, and here we have 6 lone pairs are there. Okay, and this same structure can be also represented as a single bond this side and double bond that side. There is not much difference when you look into it, but these two are actually different structures. It can be represented, this is structure 1 and this is structure 2. This way of existing molecules in different forms are called resonance, and these two structures we can put together in the form of a structure in which this double bond can be anywhere. This form of representation we call it as a hybrid. So resonance hybrid we call it as. So the different individual structures can be put together as a single structure, that we call it as a resonance hybrid. Let us take another example. In case of benzene, you know, benzene is a C6H6, where we have this is the structure of benzene, where this double bond, all these corners we have carbon. There are 6 carbon atoms, and this double bond is placed in between alternate positions. Okay. Now this structure can be also written in terms of this hexagonal ring with here double bond is there. Now we are not putting double bond there. Let's put here, and this double bond we are leaving there, and we put here, and this one we are leaving and we put here. So this is actually the different resonance structures of benzene, we can say. Now if we put it together, these two structures as a resonance hybrid, then we represent with a ring inside. This ring represents actually this alternate double and single bonds. So this way of representation we call it as a resonance. So according to the Lewis structures, a single structure cannot represent all the features of a particular molecule. Then we represent it by different structures. That actually we call it as a resonance or resonating structures. Okay. So students, in this topic today we have discussed about ionic compound, how they are formed. Then we have discussed about lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy means the energy or the enthalpy change takes place when an ionic bond breaks. Okay, and we have discussed the different bond parameters. We discussed about bond length, bond angle, bond order, and we also discussed finally about resonance and resonating structures. I hope this is understood to you. Read the textbook also and make sure that you understood the topics very well. Thank you and have a nice day.